What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I am Sunny Brooks. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and hit the notification bell. If you're not new, welcome back, and thank you for being a part of my YouTube family. Today, we're talking about ancestors. This video is going to be everything you need to know about working with your ancestors, initiating a connection with your ancestors. Is going to be quite different because it's not going to be bullet pointed, and I'm not like spewing knowledge off the top of my head, and I also want to make sure I cover everything in this video, so I'm going to refer to my notes. So if you see me looking over, don't mind. And it's going to be a little longer, not too long, but if you want to know everything about ancestors, working with your ancestors, stay tuned and keep watching. So the first thing with working with your ancestors is why. A lot of people say, why do I need to work with my ancestors? What's the purpose? And to be honest, I put it simple. We are who we are because of our ancestors. That is that. That is on a physical, like DNA, bloodline type thing, and it is also spiritual. I come from the belief of we reincarnate in our family line. This is not up for debate because it's my belief, right? But spiritually and physically, biologically, we are who we are because of our ancestors. And I truly believe that keeping our ancestor lineage and keeping our ancestors alive and remembering them and honoring them and paying homage to them is very important. It is here in America that it is not very popular, because in all of the other cultures, especially Asian cultures, African cultures, keeping ancestors alive and ancestor veneration is very popular. It is here where we have lost our roots and have been forced to forget our cultures, right? So why? Because you are who you are, because of them. They have paved the way, and it's also a mutually beneficial relationship, right? It is give and take, right? But don't initiate a conversation or the connection with your ancestors with taking it as the objective, right? Like you're giving, you want to continue to uplift them, you want to give them any energy they need wherever they are, right? You want to allow their soul and their spirit to continue to live. And with doing that, you will start seeing benefits in your life. I'm trying to like not get too deep, but you will start to see benefits. You're gonna see the roads open up. You're gonna see more abundance. You're gonna see more love. You're just gonna see a better life. And I'm telling you from personal experience, my life started to change drastically once I started venerating my ancestors. So with initiating a relationship with your ancestors, what you want to do is, one, you can always just kind of say like a quick prayer, hey, especially if you know any specific names. So for example, your cousin, let's say Keisha, passed away, right? And you kind of pray and say, hey Keisha, I want to connect with you. I know you have transitioned to the next round, but I still want to connect with you and keep your memory alive. Send me a sign. So you can ask your ancestors to send you a sign. If you don't know, just say, hey ancestors, all known and unknown, right? You can say, hey, send me a sign. You just have to be very open and very, what is the word I'm looking for? Very open and very mindful of the signs, right? Because it may be something simple as you may ask for a sign, and then you hear a horn outside blowing like a car, just bah! That might be your sign. You may see the numbers on a microwave are the same numbers. You may see tag numbers that are similar. You may hear the birds chirping. So they will send you a sign. You can also ask before going to sleep, hey ancestors, I want to connect with you. Come like into my dreams. That's the way. You can also, of course, light a candle. I'm always saying that the flame is the spiritual doorbell to heaven. That is my personal belief. But light a white candle, a glass of water, and say, hey ancestors, this is for you in remembrance. Yeah. And also you want to spend time with them, because just think about your regular relationships in the everyday life. You have to spend time or put in effort in order for the relationship to grow or to maintain. So that is the thing. If you set up an ancestor altar, you want to continue to go there maybe a few minutes a day, right? Cleaning the water, cleaning the cup, and giving fresh water every day. But you want to initiate it by maybe doing a prayer, asking them to come in your dream, ask them to send a sign, something like that. And it may be small things. You may feel a hair on the back of your neck stand up. You may get a random phone call from an elder in your family. You just never know. So you want to keep your eyes open, eyes and your third eye open, so that you can realize and recognize any signs that is given to you. Communicating with them. So as far as communicating with them, you don't necessarily always hear. So everyone will not hear their ancestors. Some people will feel their ancestors. There are times I hear my ancestors, and when I say hear, it is not like for me personally, it's not like a, hey, Sonny. Like, I don't hear it like that. I hear it internally. So if I told you to, like, think to yourself and say to yourself, not out loud, but in your mind, I love you. You hear that, right? You hear it, but you don't hear it, if that makes sense. So you hear it inside your mind. That's how I hear them sometimes, but majority of the times I feel my ancestors. So I can feel the energy shift. I can feel the covering. I can feel the protection. I can feel right? I could just feel it. So if you have that sense and you can feel it, that is, you can communicate with them that way, or that's how they may communicate with you. You may hear something, so you may be walking down the grocery aisle and you may be walking down the grocery aisle and you may hear, like, get the bag of chips, right? They may be your ancestors. In your dreams, they will communicate with you. You may get smells, right? So, for example, say if your grandma loves black coffee, so all of a sudden you just woke up and you smell black coffee, but nobody's making black coffee. That is probably like them communicating with you. So those are some ways they will communicate with you. I don't want to get too deep. But you can also, I love to write letters to my ancestors. So you can write letters to your ancestors and put it on your altar. So if you are not 100% sure if you can talk out loud, or you can't talk out loud, or you're just not 100% sure, write a letter, put it on your ancestor altar. Or what I used to do when I was a kid, I used to, because my mom passed away when I was really young, and I used to write a letter to her, and I used to burn it, because I used to be like, oh, when I burn it, she'll get it in heaven. So that is a way you can communicate with them. Just know you need to initiate the communication often, so you are able to pick up on their voices or on the feelings, or whatever way they communicate with you, you are able to kind of recognize it. Does that make sense? Hopefully. And then offerings, right? So that's something that everyone always asks about. What can I offer to my ancestors? Put it like this. If they liked it, offer it to them. If you are not 100% sure what they like, or you may not know all of your ancestors, which it is humanly impossible to know all of your ancestors. I'll get into that in a second. But a good rule of thumb is tobacco is really good to offer to the ancestors. Alcohol, specifically rum, is really good to offer to the ancestors, but your ancestors may like tequila or something like that. But rum is good. Rum is a good starter. Rum, tobacco, flowers is really good to offer to them, because it is the liveliness of the flowers. You can also offer, I'm having like this, my brain is like, rum, tobacco, flowers. You got food, so if your aunt really likes shrimp and grits and you cook shrimp and grits on Saturday, make sure you just put some off. So you definitely could do shrimp. I'm talking about shrimp. You could definitely do flowers, food, rum, tobacco. You can also do coffee. Coffee, that's what I was trying to think. I'm like, what is it? Coffee is really good. Like black coffee. You can put creamer and stuff, but I offer them straight black coffee. Alcohol, black coffee, tobacco, food, different flowers, that type of thing. And if you know something that they like, go for that. Ancestor money you can offer to them. I personally burn ancestor money. The ancestor money I have is Jade the Emperor on it. It is Asian ancestor money. If you can get the ancestor money for your specific race or ethnicity, if you have ancestor money, that would be great. But ancestor money is like money to, it's like paying them money, paying their spirit in their currency type of thing. I don't want to get too deep. You could go watch an ancestor money video that I have. Few videos about altar setup and placement. So here's the thing. People always say, Sunny, where can I put my altar? Put it like this. If you have space, use the space. If you don't have space, use what you have. If you have a 5-bedroom house and you decide to make your ancestor altar, make them share their space with you in your bedroom, probably not. But if you only have a 1-bedroom apartment, or not even that, you live with somebody and you only have your room, of course your ancestor altar could be in your room, because people say, oh, don't put your ancestor altar in your room. But if that is all the space you have, it is the thought, it is also the initiation and the effort that is going to count. Your ancestors know your heart. So if you are just trying to communicate with them, build a relationship with them, look, use what you have. But if you have all this space, do not subject them to your closet when they can have a whole bedroom. You feel me? Okay, good. So it is extremely, I won't say impossible, because everything's possible, but it is extremely hard to know every ancestor that you ever had, because it goes back so far. Like both of your lineage, maternal and paternal, and it goes back so far, right? Like so far. Like, so if you only know auntie, uncle, and cousin, that is fine. Whenever you are saying your prayers or giving your offerings or initiating communication with them, you can always say, to my known and unknown ancestors. I always say known and unknown ancestors. So that covers everyone, the ones that I know personally and the ones that I did not know. However, those that knew you, of course, it will be a special connection and a different type of connection, because they knew you and you knew them. So the spirit and the energy is there already, rather than trying to initiate something new. However, you can build that connection with other ancestors, but initially the ones that you already knew, it will be much different than the connection you have with those you did not know. So that is a start. You can also go and get DNA tests, right? You can do Ancestry. I have done Ancestry.com, 23andme.com. And the next one I'm going to do is, I think it's called African Ancestry, because I want to specifically see which tribe I was a part of and stuff. But that's a good way to see like where your lineage date back to. So if you had, like for me, I have Gullah Geechee in my lineage, right? So I can specifically call on my Gullah Geechee ancestors for specific things. Or if I wanted to call on a specific ancestors that maybe were business owners, right? Things like that. And when you find the census and the different records and things like that, you could possibly get names and dates and things and pictures. So I always say do DNA tests. You can ask any living family members. So if you have any living family members, I would say sit them down, any living family members that are elders that may have known other people, or maybe may not be an elder, maybe a cousin, but they were able to get information from your other family members. That's a good way to go. So you can ask your ancestors, not your ancestors. You can ask your family members about your ancestors. So if you got a grandma alive, still sit her down, ask her, hey, what was your parents' name? What were they like? Did they tell you any stories? What about your cousins? Just get as much information as you can, because once our elders pass away, that information passes with them unless we have attained it, wrote it down, or anything like that. So you want to get as much information from your family members that are here currently if you can. And yeah, that is the notes I have. Let me know if y'all have any specific question. I will be sure to answer every question in this. Some of my other ancestor videos, I got a lot of questions that was already answered in the video. So watch this video, watch my ancestor altar setup video, watch my ancestor Q&A video. I have quite a bit of ancestor videos. So watch those videos and let me know if you have any questions. I know this is kind of a different video, but I wanted to get all the information out and not try to like memorize it off the top of my head. I want to specifically get questions answered that was asked already. So let me know what you think about the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Until we meet again, I love you. Bye.